is Job Action Day.
Dun, 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 dun.
And yes, and it's a day to recognize and empower those who dream of having a job they love and to encourage people to take the next steps to grow their career.
These are important steps. Very important steps, very important ideas, and people looking for jobs are also getting some help thanks to New York City's new salary transparency law. It's all out there. It's all out there. So now folks have an idea of how much they could get paid even before applying for a job. There's only one person who can help us suss through all this.
Oh, and we happen to have him right here with us.
He's a TED talker.
Yes, he is.
Fresh off the speaking circuit.
He hasn't stopped since the last time he was here.
He's taking a quick reprieve before he goes back out on the road. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls,
it's
the editor-in-chief of Entrepreneur Magazine,
Jason Feifer.
Jason Pfeiffer, please.
I always
what an intro, huh?
You guys. That was amazing.
Yeah.
Well, what you do is so interesting.
Thank you.
And we will talk about that. We'll book him for December.
In a second. Yes.
But right now, the new transparency
Yes.
law. What is it? And how is it affecting workers, people who are seeking jobs?
So it mandates that most employers post a salary range with every job listing, so that you can't just now see that a job is open. You have to see what they are willing to pay on the high and the low end. So this is good in theory. It's a really nice idea in a perfect world where workers get more information. But do we live in a perfect world?
Never.
Probably not.
And so we have companies that are following the law, but we also have lots of companies that are posting absurd ranges that are useless. This job pays between $30,000 and $150,000.
I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah. And we also,
that's not useful information.
not useful at all. And then also we have employers who are just not posting anymore, and instead they're going to use recruiters or internal networks or other ways to find jobs. So it's not perfect, but the good news is you do not need a law to help you get the money you deserve.
Okay. So if you're a job seeker, how would you help navigate, you go into this interview.
Yeah.
You've seen this range. How exactly do you get to that? That shouldn't be the first thing you want to talk about. How much vacation do I get? Yeah,
Yes.
right.
No, you do not.
We know those are towards the end. But now you're going in there allegedly with some real knowledge of the salary range. How do you approach that in the interview?
Well, so first of all, I want to give you a little peek into how employers think sometimes. So here it is. We have it on the screen.
Wow.
This was a Facebook post that went viral, in which this recruiter says she just offered a candidate $85,000 for a job that had a budget of $130,000. And look at what she wrote. I offered her that because that's what she asked for, and I personally don't have the bandwidth to give lessons on salary negotiation.
Wow.
Now,
I remember this post.
yeah. A bad social media post, right? Like, if you are ever wondering, should I post this on social media? The answer is no. Right? Like, just,
Yeah, no.
But I think that actually that's a really useful insight, because it's not something that people say out loud, but it's true that companies have a budget for jobs and they would rather not spend all that budget on you. So you need to know what money is available, and you also need to make the case for yourself.
Right.
But it said always ask for the salary you deserve. How do you actually know the salary you deserve?
Right.
Yeah.
What are you holding that up against?
So there are a number of resources that you can go towards. There's salary.com, salaryexpert.com, the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. But our mutual friend, Nicole Lappin, personal finance expert, she recommends we got to break the taboo, and we got to start talking about this with our friends, with our colleagues. Share what you make, because the more information that you have real time in the real world, you have a better understanding of what's actually available to you. I found that very uncomfortable when Nicole first recommended that to me, but I'll tell you, I've started to do that with my own personal network.
Right.
Very illuminating.
It is, and it's also because I've been in situations where I go in and I overshot by a whole lot, and I knew I had, because he was like,
swing and a miss.
Yeah.
he's suddenly looking at his wallpaper, and I was like, okay,
Look at
that's
the
not
time.
happening. I want to go back to something you said at the beginning, which is, so this transparency law exists, but companies are not adhering to it? Is that, am I understing that correctly?
How do you hold them to it?
Yeah, how do you hold them accountable?
So the law says that you need you need to do it honestly, but there's no way to define what honest looks like, and so this is going to get adjudicated in the courts. Is what's going to happen, right? There are going to be companies that are fined, and we're going to see how it works out. Some other states have already implemented laws like this, and it's been shaky. Colorado, for example, when they passed this law, you know what a lot of companies there did? They started to advertise for remote workers not based in Colorado. Because then they didn't have to follow the law.
Then they didn't have to follow the law.
See, there's always somebody kind of
That's how they get you.
circumventing the law. But, okay, so you go in there, you have an idea of what you can bring to the company. what do? You make it a checklist of what you're going to do, and that's how you justify the money you're asking for? How do you set that up?
So burn this. I need people to burn this line into their brains.
Okay.
Don't ask for an opportunity. Be the opportunity. I've hired for a lot of roles. And I'll tell you, I get two kinds of candidates. Candidate number one shows up, they're looking for a job, right? They're looking for a job, they want the money, and I know, frankly, I can get them on the cheap. Candidate number two, they have done a tremendous amount of research on the organization, on me. They know what success looks like for us. They know what our culture is. They are full of ideas, and they know how to frame their experience in a way in which I see them as a major asset. Now, I'm going to start chasing them. I'm going to chase them with money. They have an understanding of what my actual budget is. So whatever I ask them for, they're going to ask for more. Not an absurd amount more, but they're going to ask for more. And I will tell you something, they often get it. You have to make sure that you come across as an asset.
Right.
So as the candidate, should you put forward some ideas you have, actually,
yeah.
and saying,
Yeah.
you know, how I can change things right now, how I could better your product or your company?
I think always, because people consider what we're in right now. We are in still a kind of shaky labor market, and one of the things that employers are looking for is someone who's going to be an asset and stick around.
Right.
And the person who's going to stick around is the person who's going to feel valued and who's also going to have a lot to contribute. I always, every time that I've hired, I am looking for someone who is full of ideas. I don't want someone to just
Right.
come in and
say, just give me the job.
Yeah,
Desperate for a job.
whatever you need,
And
I'll do
I
it.
also think job seekers sometimes will say, I have these ideas, but I don't want to share them. And then they don't hire me.
Right, and then they
that
take it
person-
and run. That was my point.
But
yeah.
you know what? You still have those ideas. It's not like you have a patent on it.
Yes.
You can take those ideas and try to implement them somewhere else if you don't get that job.
There's a big difference between idea and execution. Ideas are easy.
Sure.
So don't hold all of them, because I don't know if you have good ideas unless you tell me. I understand you could get burned.
Right.
You could. It's a risk worth taking.
Oh my gosh. Quickly
Jason,
before we
great
go,
stuff.
the book,
Yes.
remind us.
Build for Tomorrow. It is an action plan for how to future-proof your career. You can find it on Audible, on
You can find it on my
Amazon,
bookshelf here.
on your
That's right.
bookshelf.
You better take it off the bookshelf and start reading. No. But
Jason,
Jason, always a
thank you so
pleasure to
much.
have you.
Thank you for having me.
Happy trails. We'll see you on the road
Oh
again.
yeah. Hey, I'm here anytime you need me.
Thank you so much.